Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to make these heart-shaped glazed cornmeal cookies for Mother's Day. And I decided to do these cornmeal ones because they're a little bit more healthier than just your typical vanilla shortbread or anything. And I mean, if it were up to me and I was eating them, I would make like double chocolate fudge. But since it's for my mom and she's a bit more health conscious than I am, she doesn't eat a lot of sweets, so these ones aren't that sweet. So I got the recipe from marthastewart.com, and actually they were Valentine's Day ones, but it still works for Mother's Day because I love my mommy. So to make it a little bit more personalized, or I guess personalized for all the mums out there, after I did the main icing, I also spelt M-O, and then there is another M, I just only have two hands. I spelt mom, so Chad and I were giving them to both my mom and then also his mom. So with the recipe, the main thing that sets them apart from other just plain vanilla cookies is that, yes, it contains cornmeal. So this is if you ever have like polenta fries or cornbread. There we go, cornbread, that's a better example. This is what's in it. So you have that. It still smells and tastes nice and vanilla-y, but you definitely notice that there is some cornmeal in it. So as long as, you know, you're giving it to someone who doesn't mind that. And then another thing that I did to make it more healthy, instead of sugar, I ended up using stevia. And this is the Pyre stevia sweetener, so basically it has 0 calories, and this one you can bake with it, and yeah, they turned out really good. I did use icing sugar for the glaze. I couldn't substitute this because you needed the powder sugar, and they even say that you can bake with it, and yeah, it's actually the first time I've tried baking with it, and it turned out really nicely. So they say that it's like even extra sugary or extra sweet, the stevia, but I didn't notice that they're, you know, super sweet. And both my mom and Chad's mom, they don't really love sugary stuff. I'll make like a wonderful like chocolate fudge layer cake for myself or something, and then they'll be like, oh, this is way too sweet. And I'm like, are you kidding me? It's like not even sweet enough. Anyways, so that is what I'm doing for Mother's Day, and I'm giving them, my mom, some flowers as well, and I think Chad's getting his mom an edible arrangement. But I thought this is kind of just a more personal touch, and I love baking and love any excuse I have to bake, so this is how to bake them. So first we're going to combine the flour, cornmeal, and salt, and you need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, half a cup of yellow cornmeal, and then it calls for half a teaspoon of salt, but I just eyeballed it, and I probably put a little too much in looking at this, but they didn't come out salty or anything, so that's okay. And then you're just going to use a whisk to combine it so it is all nicely together. Then you can set that aside and take out a bigger bowl and beat together 1 cup of butter and half a cup of sugar. Make sure the butter is, you know, kind of soft. So beat it for about 2 minutes until it is nice and creamy, and then add a large egg and a teaspoon of vanilla, and again, I'm just eyeballing the vanilla, and beat it until it's combined. So then you want to gradually add the flour mixture to the wet ingredients and beat it on low just to combine it all. And my egg was actually a small egg, so it ended up a bit more crumbly than it should have, but that's okay. I decided just to go with it. I figured it makes it look a bit more homemade. Now, using clean hands, form some of the dough into a ball. Now, originally the recipe calls for a 1-inch ball and to use a 1-inch heart-shaped cookie cutter, but the smallest cookie cutter I could find was about 2 inches, so I'm making bigger cookies. So I made a 2-inch ball, and then roll the ball into a bit of sugar just to coat it, and then put it on a parchment paper-lined baking sheet. Then you want to use a flat object like the bottom of a glass to flatten the ball out, and then you're going to press that heart-shaped cookie cutter into the flattened cookie, but make sure you don't cut all the way through. We just want to have the outline of it, not actually cutting the whole cookie. Then set your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit and bake them for 10 minutes or until they are a nice golden brown. And halfway during the baking, so at around the 5-minute mark, you'll want to either rotate the cookie sheets or kind of change the level of them so it bakes nice and evenly if you don't have one of the high-tech convection ovens. So then you can take them out of the oven and put them on a wire rack to let them cool completely before you start icing them. Now to create the glaze, whisk together half a cup of icing sugar, a 1/4 teaspoon vanilla, and 1 3/4 teaspoons cold water. Now for this I am being a bit more exact since different amounts of liquid can really change the consistency of the glaze. Then whisk in 2 drops of the red food coloring, and once it is all combined, using a small spoon, just spread the glaze inside the heart. And if you use too much, that's okay since there's a little moat around the heart. It'll all work out in the end. And then let them sit for about 30 minutes. Now for most of them, that's it, you're done. But I wanted to add the MOM on some of the hearts. So basically I just made the glaze again, but I used less water or then more icing sugar, whichever way you look at it. And then I used some red and blue food coloring in it to make the purple. And then I put it in a Ziploc bag and cut the tip off the bag and wrote Mom on the cookies. Now, if you want the letters to settle in with the rest of the glaze, do this about 15 minutes after you did the pink glaze. But if you want the letters to clearly sit on top of the pink, then wait about 30 or 45 minutes so it doesn't blend in. Then let them stand for about an hour to completely dry, and then that's it. You can package them up and give them to your mom for Mother's Day. I hope you guys liked this video, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!